Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I have been out of town. You know, iTrustCapital.com, these guys have been one of my sponsors for a long time. And they ended up sponsoring USC football. And when I heard that, I was like, I need to go out there and check that out. I've never been to a USC game, never been to their stadium at all. And I went out there and hung out with these guys this weekend, and it was one of the most awesome sporting event experiences I've ever been to. And I have a buddy that's a big USC fan, and it was quite the time. Really awesome. Also went to the LA Blockchain Conference out there. I'll show you some of that. Not in this video, because this video is important. Because I saw the clip that, to me, validated everything that I've been theorizing about, and let's give it a theory name, because you know how people love that. It's the Elon Musk theory, and I think I've been right the whole time. We'll come up with some other theory names for it too, because it involves so much. But I've believed for a long time that when I interviewed Greg Kidd, that it was not a slip up when he said that intergalactic currency. I've been locked on to it from that moment. And there's a lot of people that have not been here. And if you haven't been here for a while, like say a year or two, I want you to watch every single second of this video, because I'm going to blow your mind if you don't know what I've shown in the past. But I've pieced it all together and added what's happening recently. All right, so however long the video takes is how long it takes. We don't care, because this one's going to be worth watching. Now, before I get going, you need to understand that two of my sponsors, one being Link2, these guys at Link2, they're if you sign up today, they're doing $1,000 in Link2 bucks, and what that means is when you sign up, you get $1,000 that goes towards buying private equity on the platform. Now, you can click on the link in the top of the description on this, tell them DAI sent you, and then also, because at the end of this video, you're also going to be wondering where you can get your hands on XRP too. And Uphold is one of my sponsors as well. And that's one of the only places you can get XRP. This is where I buy when I buy. I've bought in the last few weeks. So that too, that link will be in the top of the description. And I'll put one to iTrustCapital up there too. So if you want to check that out. I've said it many 1,000 times on this channel. I have a couple IRAs with iTrustCapital. Right now, I've been adding to my SEP IRA. Since I have a business, SEP IRA, I can add X amount a year, and it's tax deductible. Good stuff. Talk to your accountant. I'm not one. And I saw this morning, and it, to me, the timing for this tweet could not be better. Do not ignore XRP. And I would add XLM to that. You'll see why in a minute. When I was out in Los Angeles, I've been watching Elon Musk doing all his tweets. And you know, as everybody knows, he's bought Twitter. Half the world's mad at him and half the world loves what he's doing. I'm not weighing in on this politically. That's not what this is about for me. What this is about for me is XRP and XLM, okay? Power to the people. Anyway, he's talking about all the changes that he's going to make, and everybody's been talking about the blue check mark. You're going to have to pay $8, big freaking deal. Twitter needs to become far more accurate information. So he's putting all this stuff in here. Somebody decides they're going to put out this video, and I don't know if you remember it, but I think a week ago I said something like I thought that Twitter would become X.com. I'm going to show you everything that I've pieced together over the years, and I'll show you. I have the receipts. You'll see the dates. As Mr. Intuitive, the official cool guy of the Digital Asset Investor channel says, Troomers, folks. I've been telling you Troomers for a long time. I've been giving you theories. I even floated, when people told me I was an absolute nut, I even floated the idea that I thought they were putting nodes on these Starlink satellites. I think it's pretty certain that they are. Wait till you see the rest of this video, folks. If you haven't seen this stuff, you just wait. All right, so here's what Elon Musk says about what he's going to do. And this is their volume, by the way, not mine.
There's a product plan I wrote, which I wish I'd kept a copy of, in July of 2000, where I thought it would be possible to make the most valuable financial institution in the world. And we're going to execute that plan.
Most valuable financial institution in the world. Let me make sure I got this volume up as high as I can go here. All right. Most valuable financial institution in the world, folks.
22 years ago, which amazingly no one has done. And so I think that's part of why I think Twitter will be ultimately extremely valuable, because I'm going to execute the X.com game plan from 22 years ago with some improvements. And then we're also going to obviously make Twitter just a way better system.
I'm telling you, dimes to donuts. He's gonna rename he's gonna rename Twitter. It's gonna be X.com. I said it a week or two ago. I think I did. Anyway, this is not about doing an I told you so. This is about opening some people's eyes out there whose eyes have not been opened yet. Now, and I said plans within plans. And this is a tweet from July 10th, 2017, where Elon Musk says, "Thanks, PayPal, for allowing me to buy back X.com. No plans right now, but it has great sentimental value to me." Okay. All right. And then next, this is a tweet that I did from May 8th of 2021. Look at his license plate here. And I said, FYI, PayPal was called X.com originally. A lot of people don't know this. Here's Elon Musk in 1999. He later bought the domain X.com back from PayPal. He named his son XAE-12. There has been no mention of PayPal Galactic since 2013. This is Elon Musk from back in 99 in this video, folks.
Build and create a new company.
So this is an ATM. What we're going to do is transform the traditional banking industry. I do not fit the picture of a banker.
X.com, this is Julie.
Raising $50 million is a matter of making a series of phone calls, and the money is there. I've sunk the great majority of my net worth into X.com, which is the new banking and mutual funds company on the internet that I've started.
Big X.
Exactly. X.com. I think X.com could absolutely be a multi-billion-dollar bonanza, because if you look at the industry that X is pursuing, it's the biggest sector of the world economy.
Is that a McLaren F1?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's unbelievable.
That's sort of like a series of poker games.
Okay. So there's that. Now, okay. So you got that. And then there's this, okay? This guy was, this is from October 5th, and he says, "I'd like to offer a prediction how Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter will play out. First of all, I think the deal will indeed go through now, backed by an impressive roster of co-investors. Next, Twitter is an accelerant to fulfilling the original X.com vision." Well, folks, I put out a video, let's see what the date was, where they tell you what the original vision was. Here was the original vision. I put this video out on May 8th, 2021. Meet Luke Nosek, PayPal Mafia member. He was also at the Founders Fund with Peter Thiel, PayPal Mafia member, in 2013 when they invested in Ripple, which was then known as OpenCoin. PayPal Galactic has not been mentioned since 2013. This clip is from the World Economic Forum in Davos 2019. That Luke Nosek tells you here what their original vision was and why they weren't able to fulfill it. Watch.
Many people don't know this, but the mission of PayPal was to create a global currency that was independent of interference by these corrupt cartels of banks and governments that were debasing their currencies. And we succeeded at building something very economically very powerful, enabled many small businesses. We're super proud of it, but we never achieved the mission. And I don't think it is solved by PayPal, precisely for the reason that you brought in the Venezuela case, where PayPal is simply too centralized and too attached to the big financial institutions, Visa, MasterCard, the ACH networks, the SWIFT network, and it will do whatever it needs to do to keep those institutions happy. It doesn't solve the problem, and I think with its current success and the current management, they're not going to go push the mission of the company forward. That was what we wanted 20 years ago. So somebody else has to do it. Not to mention that it was the wrong crypto foundation, but that's a different story.
And so why didn't you guys foresee this and build something that would solve the problem?
Well, we tried. When we were building the company, initially, Max Levchin, he started working on his thesis in cryptography, my co-founder at PayPal. He researched Chaumian blind anonymous digital currencies, and then we that didn't think that was going to quite work. It was too centralized, and it wasn't quite anonymous. Then I think we just never figured out quite the right algorithm, and we were pressured by investors to just get the product out. This is part of the problem of taking investment money prematurely. I wonder what would have happened if Max just been able to sit around and brainstorm and work on the idea, and we could all talk about the mission, and maybe we could have figured out an algorithm that was more like the modern crypto algorithms, which I'm so grateful.
Now, before all you Bitcoin maxis start going crazy, I need to show you this tweet. I've said 1,000 times it was never Bitcoin. And by the way, I'm not telling you that Bitcoin will not run on Twitter, but it'll run on the XRP ledger, in my opinion. Or it won't run at all because it doesn't work. Proof of work does not work, unless you put it on the ledger, of course. The XRP ledger, that is, or the Stellar network. Why do you think USDC runs on Stellar? Because it was built on Ethereum proof of work, and proof of work doesn't work. So USD runs on Stellar. The same will happen for Bitcoin. Why do you think Chris Larson is out begging and pleading with all these Bitcoin maxis to transfer over from proof of work? Because Chris Larson knows, folks, we've been over the target this whole time for 4 freaking years. I was telling somebody this morning, when you focus your mind in on one thing, one company, one digital asset for 4 years and make 2 to 3 videos on it every single day, you can literally see around corners. It is not, there are no coincidences. My dentist, folks, we call him Dr. Al on this channel. My dentist literally was talking about how he got Starlink this weekend. Do you think it's a coincidence that Elon Musk is doing all this right in conjunction with Starlink just having gone live? I do not. So Elon Musk here, he says Bitcoin is actually highly centralized with supermajority controlled by a handful of big mining, aka hashing companies. A single coal mine in Xinjiang, whatever, flooded, almost killing miners. Bitcoin hash rate dropped 35%. Sound decentralized to you? Now, we know that Elon Musk tries to be politically correct when he's talking about Bitcoin because they get all up in arms. But here's a guy who's been worried about all the same type energy efficiency issues. I mean, that's been his whole career. You think they're going to do this Bitcoin mining thing? Really? If Bitcoin does anything, it's going to run on the ledger. Now, so here was David Marcus. Now, this is also a pure coincidence. For what? A year or 2 or 3? Oh, Facebook, Libra. They're gonna have their own digital currency, and this is a threat to Ripple. This is a threat to. Then it became Diem. Well, who ran it? David Marcus. Where did David Marcus come from? He was the president of PayPal. He's the one that announced PayPal Galactic in 2013, which we've never heard about again. Here he is.
Opening up to all of us in the next decade or so. And we want to make sure that PayPal is the preferred way to pay from space and in space.
This is going to be big. And now is the time to get into this. If you wait several years, it's going to be obvious to everybody.
I think that if we, in fact, are successful at finding ways to work and play in space, we're going to want to be there too, you and me. And inevitably, it's going to need some kind of monetary currency.
PayPal Galactic will tackle the challenges posed by interstellar commerce.
Oh, interstellar commerce, you don't say. But this says Jed McCaleb is the founder and board member of Interstellar in 2017.
Such as keeping customers connected to their accounts when they're miles away from the planet.
PayPal is the favorite way to pay on Earth. And we want to make sure that it is the favorite way to pay in space.
God.
Remember this Ripple commercial? I took that clip out of there. How's this woman in space sending money in a Ripple commercial from space to somewhere else? The only way she's doing it is off of a Starlink satellite. Write it down.
I got it.
Look, folks, this is February 2022, but I was talking about this even before then. We're not wrong, and it's not a coincidence that says Bitcoin either, because runs on Ripple. Bitcoin's going to run on the ledger. Write it down. Or the Stellar Network, or some combination of both. And then, but this is really where it really hit me, is when Greg Kidd, when I interviewed him, said this.
Well, I see, my hopes are tied up with his vision, but that's why I joined Ripple. I mean, when I joined Ripple, it looked like Bitcoin with two extra columns: currency and who issued that currency. And so I want to live in the Star Trek world. And in the Star Trek world, it doesn't matter whether you're a Klingon, a Romulan, Federation, they can all buy dilithium crystals. But you can't do that if your form of value is all in a silo. And so Ripple was the first that basically had if you will, an intergalactic currency, something that could go everywhere. The great thing, though, I mean, Bitcoin had that as well, but in Bitcoin, you could only have Bitcoin. On Ripple, you could have both the XRP, but you could also have a representation of all the other fiat currencies. So there was a way in and a way out.
Okay. So remember, in the same interview, Greg Kidd said that he found out about Ripple at a card table, and it was like Moses coming down. I think I asked him who was at the card table, but I think he's mentioned one person. But I've always thought that one or two of the people at that card table were PayPal guys. And I don't know which ones. If I was betting dimes to donuts, I would say either Elon Musk or Peter Thiel, because Greg Kidd is a freaking billionaire, and he's connected. These guys all know each other. They're all from out that way in California. Dimes to donuts. Somebody from PayPal was involved in this game from the beginning. All right. And then there's this. Look at this tweet from May 29th, 2020. From Matthew Line. XRP pre-allocation looked to be the plan from the beginning. Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal, Founders Fund, is an investor in Ripple. This is when Ripple was OpenCoin before it became Ripple. And then it shows right here, OpenCoin has also received investment from Early Stage Wing Founders Fund, a venture capital firm owned by PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel. Control Ripple, even though it's OpenCoin plans to hand out some 50 billion Ripples in the coming months. Okay, but see, it wasn't just Ripple, folks. Check this out. Many don't know, but Stripe almost bought Ripple. This is Patrick Collison from Stripe. Okay, that's Chris Larson. That's Jed McCaleb. I don't remember these other guys. I don't remember them. But Stripe and Ripple Labs shared dinner at El Tepa Taqueria, celebrate the pending acquisition of the latter by the four present from left: Stripe's head of business, Jed McCaleb, Patrick Collison, Chris Larson, CEO of Stripe, and some other guy. Okay? Then we've got this. And I tweeted this back July 29th, 2021. I think something has been missed in all this SEC drama. Not only has Jed McCaleb been left alone, Stripe is about to go IPO with the SEC's help with 1 to 2 billion XLM on their books. Is the SEC asking any questions about that? Elon Musk, forget the Bitcoin distraction. Okay? Investors in Stripe. Angel investors listed on rounds included Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. Look at this. Series A investors, this goes in the All the World's a Stage file. Chris Dixon investing in Series B of Andreessen Horowitz. All right, then there's this, Patrick Collison. He's tweeting this on August 22nd, 2018. 4+ years, Stripe has said very little about Stellar in public and has not sold a single lumen. Line in question says we'd like to see a substantive, non-speculative usage grow. Exclusive online payments firm Stripe takes first step toward blockbuster listing sources. Stripe considered working with Jed McCaleb when Stripe attempted to buy Ripple Labs. After the deal fell through and McCaleb left Ripple, Stripe gave $3 million to Stellar Development Foundation in exchange for 2 billion lumens. Any net profits from the sale of Stripe's lumens would be returned to SDF. Then later, Stellar burned 50 billion of the 100 billion lumens. So these guys are still left with 2 billion lumens, Stripe. And the people that founded Stripe are a lot of the PayPal guys. We putting it together yet? I'm going to finish with this, folks. I bet dimes to donuts that PolySign is doing the custody for the X.com digital wallet. Those are my dimes to donuts. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and families that I do bet dimes to donuts that PolySign will be doing custody for the digital wallet at X.com, which used to be called Twitter.com.